again, you know, the thing about this campaign, when people have a chance to study all the candidates, they see how what we stand for is so different than all the others. And no issue is it more glaring than the issue of trade. I've said this in national forums, and I'll share it with you here. In traveling across this country over the last few years, I have stood behind locked plant gates where there's grass growing in the parking lots, where there used to be hundreds, even thousands of cars parked, where people used to make steel, where they used to make aircraft parts, where they used to make cars, where they used to make washing machines, where they used to make bicycles. And now there's grass growing in the parking lots. And there's only one reason why this has happened at an accelerated rate in this country. And that's because over a dozen years ago, an administration told the American people that if you go along with this trade agreement, it's going to mean great prosperity, more jobs, more progress. People bought it, and then we saw the opposite happen. I have said, and I want you to know, that there is nothing more important to me than making sure that people have jobs, and that they have a decent living, and that they have the rights to organize and collective bargaining. And for that reason, one of my first acts in office will be to cancel NAFTA and the WTO. Thank you. And remember, before NAFTA, we set the rules of trade, and trade will then, we're going to set new rules of trade, and the trade will be based on the following. You want to trade with the United States? Fine. We want to trade with you. But you're going to have trade in your country based on principles of workers' rights, human rights, and environmental quality. What does... I want you to think about this in terms of Mexico, because remember, when NAFTA passed, you saw an acceleration of people leave Mexico and run across the border because wages collapsed in Mexico. When NAFTA was being promoted in Mexico, workers were told their wages were going to go up. They went down. The peso collapsed. Mexico was devastated by NAFTA. So people were desperate to support their families. There was a flood across the border. We're going to negotiate a new trade agreement with Mexico, and it's going to be based on workers' rights, the right to organize, the right to collective bargaining, the right to strike, the right to decent wages and benefits, the right to secure retirement, the right to be able to participate in the political process. We have to make that a basis of commerce between countries. When you do that, you lift people up. You lift nations up. When you don't do that, you have a race to the bottom, wages drop, benefits disappear, pensions are gone. This is a defining issue in this election, and I think that trade and peace relate to each other, no question about it. So, thank you. And I can feel from this community, this wonderful community of Portland, the kind of energy that's in this room. Let me tell you, there's energy like this all over the country. And when we bring it together, we will reclaim our country. We will establish a country that's worthy of the values that people always imbued in that flag and in the symbols of America. We're going to reclaim America. We're going to make this once again a government for the people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Portland. Thank you.